Alright, cutting up a chicken. First thing you want to do, make sure you have a rag with some sanitizer on it. I like to use bleach and Dawn. Dawn does not have any ammonia in it, so you can use bleach. I've been mixing it my whole life. Big chicken. Grab a paper towel, pat it dry. That just kind of makes it a little more easy to work with, less of a mess on your table. Make sure you drain it good. So split a chicken in half. I'm going to flip it over. There's the backbone right here. Now you can just cut it down one side. Move your fingers out of the way. There's a fat bone right in the middle. See that thing? You can get around that thing. Break it, chop it, do what you want with it. Keep your fingers out of the way. Go all the way down to the neck. Alright. So you got that guy. Pat it a little bit. So you could start off with it. If you wanted to roast a chicken, flip that baby over. There you go. Season it up a little bit. Twist the wings. Over there, they just don't get out of control. Put it in your pan. Tuck it. That'll be another day. Alright, so there you got one. Now to split it, turn it over. Right here. That's the wishbone right there. That thing goes inside. Right down the center. Just give it a couple little taps. Okay, then you can break that. Alright. Those are just your guts. You can pull this out if you want. Not necessary. But right down that center, you'll find that wishbone. You can pop it with a knife or you can break it. Follow right down the center. That's between the two breasts. Alright. There you go. Again. Keep your towel around. So now you have two half chickens. Boy, that's ugly as hell, ain't it? That chicken did not die a good death. So now you have two half chickens. You can do what you want with them. Season them up, roast them. Okay, cutting them up. I'm going to take this one right here. You can poke your fingers down inside of here. You can feel where the breast and the thigh disappear. There's your backbone right there. You can take your knife and cut right down. Here, that separates the drumstick from the breast. That'll leave enough skin on both sides. Cut that across. Two ways to do this too. You can break that, or you can just kind of put some pressure and pop down in there. Now you have a leg quarter and a breast section. Breast and wing, leg and thigh. Okay. You can take this time right now to kind of move that out of the way. Get rid of some of this fat. You don't need that crap. Right, so there you have that. Okay, you see this piece right here? That little fat line? That's right where the leg and the thigh meet. You put your knife right on that fat line. You can slice down there and you can see it moving. Okay. You don't have to chop that. You just give it a little bit of pressure and it goes right down through that joint. So now, just separating your drumstick from your thigh. Drumstick. Okay, your thigh. To clean this, you can just season it like that and cook it. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of stuff going on in there you don't need. Just fats, skin or whatever. You can take this and you can break it right there at that point. That's where the backbone meets the thigh. So under here, you take your knife and just kind of go towards it a little bit. You can see that joint now. So get your knife underneath of it. Put your pressure down in there and break that right off. Boom. Okay. Had some bones in there, a little bit of meat. Didn't waste too much. So now you have that. So there's a little piece of grizzle that's going to be here. We'll get to that in a minute. Here's your thigh. This is the only bone that's left in here. You can go right down that bone a little bit. Use whatever knife you're comfortable with. Right down the bone a little bit on this side too. You can press over and just work just a little bit. Turn it, get down on that bone and press to the one side and just cut down a little bit. What that'll do is release that from the thigh. Now you have a boneless thigh, but there's that little piece of grizzle that'll be right there that was attached to the drumstick. You get that off of there. And now you have a boneless thigh. Do what you want with it. We're going to skin this one. Pull that skin off. Some of these fats, you really don't need all that. They give a little bit of flavor, but a thigh's got a lot of flavor anyway, and a lot of fat in it. So there you go. Season that any way you want. Breast and wing. Okay, breast and the wing, same thing. Got that little bit of backbone that's in there. Chop down through there, put some good pressure on that thing. There's some meat on here. You can use that for soup or boil it. Take all them bones and boil them and make stock or make chicken broth. Stock, they call it. This guy, that's that little grizzly part between the breasts. We'll get that out of there for now. The wing. You can see where the wing meets up. You can feel it with your finger inside there. Just take a little cut, get through the skin, and you can see where the joint is. Just tend that thing and bend it and it'll break. It'll pop it right out of the joint. Get your knife behind it. Look at that. Okay, there's a wing there. Wing places, I'll chop that off. There's the same thing here. If you hold on to the wing, the double part, and slice down into it, you can see where the two joints meet. Put a knife down in there, separate it. Boom, now you get your wings. They're a pain in the ass to take the skin off. Don't try to do that. Okay, the breast. Turn that thing over. You can feel the bones that are inside of here. You gotta get in there with your hands on this guy. Get your knife up underneath there like that. Just kind of work it a little bit. Now you're going to run into a bone that's in here. It's part of the wishbone and part of the backbone, part of the breastbone. You got to just pull it a little bit. And then work your knife down inside of that. Get that little bit of cartilage. Turn it. Always cut away from yourself. It'll work loose. Little pieces of meat in there. You're going to save that if you're going to make broth. Okay, so now you have a mostly boneless breast. It feels like it is. There's always that piece of right in the top inside of here. That's that piece of the wishbone that's stuck inside of that meat. You can find it and feel it. It pops out. And there's also that little piece of cartilage on here where the chicken wing was hooked into. Keep your fingers out of the way. You can just saw at it a little bit. There you go. Get that out of there. And that is a boneless breast. You can turn the thing over, get rid of that skin. You don't need all that crap. Right. Leave the skin on if you're going to roast it. That'll protect it from drying out. Alright, we'll flip that thing over. This is a tenderloin. Pull that thing out. Look at that thing. Nice, huh? That's a chicken finger. Okay, there's going to be little pieces of this and that in here. You can trim them off if you want. So now you have a boneless breast with the tenderloin removed. This one, we're going to take this guy and just peel off the skin. Gets rid of all that crap. Trim off a little bit of fat here and there. Any little fat you see anywhere. Shouldn't cut towards yourself, but right. No, it's not restaurant quality, but it's cleaned and it's ready to eat. So there you go. So you cut that down, you got a breast, a tenderloin, boneless thighs, your wings. It's an ugly wing. And a drumstick. You have two of them. Two sets of everything. Don't forget to use your sanitizer. Rinse everything off, wipe it clean. Chicken's got all kinds of diseases and bacteria. You can't wash the bacteria, you gotta kill it.